This is California. They have the largest GDP across all states in the US, totaling $3.9 trillion, and are home to the largest film industries in the world, Hollywood. But despite their filming and economic successes, California has been facing a hidden crisis for quite some time. Once the golden dream of America is seeing their population leave for a better life elsewhere. Over 700,000 more people left the state than moved in between April 2020 and July 2022. While this trend has become a bigger problem in recent years, people have been migrating away for more than 2 decades. This demographic shift represents a stark contrast to California's historical allure as a land of opportunity. The state's former status as a beacon of innovation, economic growth, and cultural influence is now overshadowed by a complex bundle of challenges. The key factors contribute to this mass departure include skyrocketing housing costs, high taxation, infrastructure deterioration, and growing concerns about public safety and quality of life. As we examine these issues in detail, a critical question emerges. What hidden forces are reshaping California's demographic landscape, and what implications does this have for the state's future? At the heart of California's exodus lies a financial burden so severe that it's reshaping the state's demographic landscape. The Golden State has earned the dubious distinction of being the most expensive state in 2024. If we just look over the last 7 years, the average house price in California has gone up by 77%, reaching an astounding $780,000, and is still on the rise. This staggering figure isn't just a statistic. It represents a formidable barrier to home ownership for a vast majority of residents, including those in traditionally well-compensated professions. What makes this worse is the housing crisis is further exacerbated by California's income tax rate, which stands at a towering 12.3%, the highest in the nation. This rate doesn't just affect the ultra-wealthy, but also the residents across various income brackets, significantly reducing take-home pay and making it increasingly difficult for families to make ends meet. Comparing this to states with no income tax, such as Texas or Florida, the financial disadvantage becomes glaringly apparent. But that's not all. If we visualize data over the last 40 to 50 years, incomes between the top and bottom percentiles have shifted apart more widely than ever. The bottom 10 percentile has only seen a change in income of around 10% in this period, while the top 10 percentile have had an increase of 50%. The housing affordability crisis is perhaps most stark in cities like San Francisco, where the cost of living has reached unprecedented levels. This isn't just affecting low-income families, it's forcing out middle-class professionals, skilled workers, and even some high earners who find themselves priced out of the market. The ripple effects of this crisis extend beyond individual households, fundamentally altering the socio-economic fabric of entire communities. This graph represents the highest rents across the whole of the United States in 2024 thus far. While New York stands at the top of the list, 5 out of the 10 cities are all located in California, showing that this is a phenomenon occurring across the whole of the state, rather than in one central location. But the worst is yet to come. The financial strain is widening the income gap in California to alarming levels. Families at the 90th percentile are now earning 10 times more than those at the 10th percentile. In actual numbers, this difference is between $305,000 and $29,000, a disparity wider than in most other states. This growing inequality is a force that's eroding the social cohesion and economic diversity that once made California a land of opportunity for all. In 2022, California experienced a net loss of nearly 220,000 higher income households. This demographic shift is particularly telling, as it indicates that even those who have traditionally been able to weather economic storms are now finding the financial climate in California untenable. The implications of this trend are far-reaching, potentially altering the state's tax base and its ability to fund crucial public services. As noted by experts in the field, California's high cost of living, driven primarily by housing costs, remains an ongoing public policy challenge, one that needs resolution if the state is to be a place of opportunity for all of its residents. This statement encapsulated the crux of California's dilemma: how to maintain its status as an economic powerhouse while ensuring affordability and quality of life for its diverse population. This complication doesn't just have individuals feeling the pinch, but companies too. Since 2018, a staggering 441 companies have relocated their headquarters out of California, all because of high rent, taxes, and operational costs that make it increasingly difficult to remain competitive. This mass corporate exodus has a domino effect on job opportunities and economic growth, further incentivizing individuals to seek greener pastures elsewhere. Beyond the financial strain, Californians face a daily battle against deteriorating infrastructure and rising safety concerns. The Golden State transportation woes have reached a critical point, with approximately 70% of urban roads and highways experiencing congestion. This translates into a daily struggle for millions of Californians, significantly impacting their quality of life and productivity. The problem is further exacerbated by the state's insufficient infrastructure spending, with only 19% of transportation dollars allocated to projects that reduce the need for driving, such as bike lanes and public transit. As a result of this chronic underinvestment, California's air quality has deteriorated to alarming levels. The state now leads the nation in cities with high ozone pollution levels, largely due to vehicle emissions and wildfires. In 2018, only 35.7% of cities in California actually met the World Health Organization's target for air quality, compared to 81.7% nationally. This pollution crisis is not merely a statistic, it represents a significant health risk for residents, particularly in urban areas. The American Lung Association's further report underscores the severity of the situation, revealing that California holds the top 5 cities in the US for worst ozone levels, including Los Angeles and Fresno. This has caused Californians to face increased risks of respiratory diseases, cardiovascular problems, and other health issues associated with poor air quality. The situation is compounded by the state's vulnerability to wildfires, which can dramatically increase pollution levels in affected areas, contributing to long-term health risks. But here's the complication. While environmental safety concerns mount, California is also grappling with shifting perceptions of public safety. The passage of Proposition 47 in 2014 has led to widespread confusion about crime enforcement. This legislation reclassified many non-violent thefts under $950 as misdemeanors, aiming to reduce incarceration rates for minor offences. However, it has inadvertently created a perception that lower-level thefts are no longer being prosecuted, despite this not being the case. This graph shows the burglary rate decreasing since 2012. In 2014, Proposition 47 was paused and the level of burglary has reduced. While statistically what is being shown is true, the definition of these crimes has been shifted. This shift has contributed to a growing sense of unease among residents, who feel that petty crimes is on the rise and going unchecked. While Proposition 47 did not eliminate prosecution for these offences, the public perception of increased lawlessness has become a significant factor in the declining quality of life for many Californians. But there's more. Adding to these concerns is the visible issue of rising homelessness in California's urban areas. The increasing presence of homeless encampments in cities like Los Angeles and San Francisco has become a stark symbol of the state's inequality and housing crisis. Residents express mounting concerns over safety and public order, further eroding the perceived livability of once desirable neighborhoods. The confluence of these factors, congested roads, polluted air, perceived increases in crime, and visible homelessness, is creating a perfect storm that is pushing many Californians to reconsider their future in the state. Even long-time residents who have weathered previous challenges are finding the current situation untenable. The Californian dream, once characterized by opportunity and quality of life, is increasingly being overshadowed by these daily struggles. As a result, the perception of declining livability in California has become a major factor driving residents to seek more affordable and safer living conditions in other states. This exodus is not just about escaping high housing costs. It's about finding a place where daily life isn't a constant battle against infrastructure failures, health hazards, and safety concerns. As Californians seek refuge for their state's challenges, they're reshaping the demographic landscape of America. The Great Californian Exodus is not just a story of departure, it's a tale of transformation that's reshaping the economic and demographic landscape of multiple states across the United States. At the forefront of this migration trend is Dallas, Texas, which has emerged as the top destination for Californians seeking greener pastures. Over the last 12 years, the number of people moving from California to Texas has been on a consistent rise, going from 63,000 people in 2012 to over 110,000 people in 2021. The appeal of Dallas lies in its significantly lower living costs, more affordable real estate market, and the absence of state income tax, a stark contrast to California's high taxation rates. The financial advantages of relocating to Dallas are substantial. Compared to Sacramento, the median household income in Dallas is 19% lower, but this is offset by a 17% lower overall cost of living. The most striking difference is in housing costs, with home values in Dallas being 36% less than in Sacramento. This disparity allows many Californians to achieve home ownership dreams that were increasingly out of reach in their home state. Seattle, Washington, presents another attractive option for Californians, particularly those from high-cost areas like San Francisco. While Seattle is not the cheapest destination, it offers significant savings in rental costs compared to the Bay Area, making it an appealing choice for those who want to maintain a similar lifestyle at a lower cost. Nashville, Tennessee has also become a magnet for ex-Californians. The city boasts a 32% lower overall cost of living compared to San Diego, despite residents earning about $27,000 less annually on average. The housing market in Nashville is particularly attractive, with average home values being $580,000 less than in San Diego. This dramatic difference in housing costs allows many Californians to significantly upgrade their living situations upon relocation. Phoenix, Arizona, Boise, Idaho round out the list of popular destinations. Phoenix attracts those seeking year-round sunshine with California's high prices, while Boise offers a nearly 50% lower cost of living compared to cities like Santa Barbara. In Boise, average home prices hover just over $490,000, a stark contrast to Santa Barbara's $1.8 million average. The migration of Californians to these cities is not just about individual financial benefits. It's reshaping the economic landscape of the receiving states. As higher income and more highly educated households move, they bring with them skills, capital, and entrepreneurial spirit. This influx has the potential to boost local economies, create new job opportunities, and foster innovation hubs in these emerging cities. The ability to work remotely has been a significant factor in enabling this migration. Many highly educated and well-paid workers now have the flexibility to choose their location based on quality of life and cost of living, rather than being tethered to traditional economic centers. This shift is leading to a redistribution of talent and wealth across the country, potentially altering the balance of economic power among states. However, this migration is not without its challenges. The influx of Californians to these cities is putting pressure on local housing markets, potentially driving up costs for long-term residents. There's also the question of cultural integration, as newcomers bring with them different perspectives and expectations that may clash with established local norms. For California, the exodus presents a complex set of challenges. The loss of high-income residents could potentially impact the state's tax base, affecting its ability to fund public services and address the very issues driving people away. On the other hand, it might also create opportunities for those who remain, potentially easing housing pressures and creating space for new economic initiatives. Despite this positive trend, the state continues to lose higher income households, raising critical questions about its future. How can California address its housing crisis while maintaining its economic competitiveness? What measures are needed to improve infrastructure and tackle income inequality? As California grapples with these issues, it faces a pivotal moment in shaping its future. The state's ability to balance its attractiveness to young talent with the retention of established households will likely determine its long-term economic trajectory. This situation offers valuable insights for viewers to analyze similar economic indicators in their own regions and consider the broader implications of demographic shifts on national economic dynamics.